you guys know me already. I'm Officer Casey Abukar, but for the parents watching at home, that's who I am. I work for the City of Plymouth Police Department. I've worked here for 5 years, and since I started, I got involved in a lot of community outreach, and one of those things is the D.A.R.E program here at school. So before I get in too much about what D.A.R.E is, why I'm here, what it looks like, I just want to thank the teachers first for putting up with me and letting me have a little bit of your time in class once a week each day. So I appreciate that. If you guys can clap for your teachers. So for parents, I know sometimes it can be hard to feel like you're involved in your kids' school just with the way that COVID has affected everything. Maybe you feel like you're too involved and maybe not enough. But just so you know, what D.A.R.E is teaching kids about making responsible choices. So from D.A.R.E, it says, D.A.R.E envisions a world in which students everywhere are empowered to respect others and choose to lead lives free from violence, substance abuse, and other dangerous behaviors. And according to the U.S. Department of Justice, the D.A.R.E program offers students the opportunity to gain a trustworthy adult friend, develop a positive attitude towards law enforcement personnel, and acquire greater respect for the law. So here in the city of Plymouth, that just means we want you guys to see us for a positive experience sometime, because maybe in the future you won't have such a positive experience and you'll have to call us for help. And we want to just introduce a relationship with you guys before you get older and things get more complicated. So we love being in school with you. This is my favorite part about what I get to do with my job, and I'm happy to be here. I know that D.A.R.E this year looks really different from the couple other years that I've taught. One is everyone has to wear these masks, right? So it's harder to connect with you guys because maybe you can't tell if I'm smiling, maybe I look like I'm angry at you or something, but I think despite everything that's happened, I'm really happy that the program has been able to stay alive and that I've still been able to be a part of it. So I'm happy to be here. 10 weeks of D.A.R.E has taught you guys self-awareness and management, responsible decision-making, understanding others, relationship and communication skills, and handling responsibilities and challenges. And just as you guys wrote your essays, you guys will hear from some of your other students. I was the one who picked the D.A.R.E essay winners, and I was the one who picked which paragraphs they're going to read. So part of that I was excited about is that I got to pick from all the different awesome topics that you guys talk about and get a little snippet of what you guys think that means for you. Obviously, D.A.R.E can get serious at times. Sometimes the D.A.R.E box questions that we get are more serious, and sometimes they're kind of silly. But for parents who don't know, there's a box in the classroom where you guys get to ask me questions every week. And it's a great way for me to connect with you, to see what you're thinking, what you guys are actually interested in, and that I can give you an honest answer. And that's one thing that's important to me, is being able to give you kids an honest answer about what's going to happen so that you know what to expect from me or what to expect in the future. So that's been really important. A lot of questions tend to revolve around my gun or my taser, but also you guys ask really good questions too, so I appreciate that. I know that your principal has a lot to say too, but just know that this is not the last time that you will be graduating in general. I hope to see you guys at your future high school graduations and onward. And this is not the last time you see me or someone who looks like me, whether it's next week or 20 years from now. You might have contact with a police officer, and hopefully your experience in D.A.R.E helps you know a little bit more about who I am and what my job is and what you can expect from me, and a little bit more about what we expect from you guys as good citizens. And I hope that you guys have used the skills you've learned so that in the future you make better choices and you are able to have good contact with law enforcement like me in the future. We do have a video for later that the Chief of Police has given to us, and I'll talk about that in the closing. But I'd like to introduce the principal first? Oh no, we're doing the Pledge of Allegiance, sorry. So whoever's doing the pledge, if you can stand and come to the front. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It's great to see all of you here, and I'm Mrs. Mackesy, and welcome. I want to welcome this great 5th grade class, Officer Casey, and our 5th grade teachers. First of all, I am so happy that we can gather together here today in this gym because it is the first time that we have all been together, you as a class in a space like this, and us for the last several years. So we're excited for you, and we're excited to bring back part of this tradition that we have done. Now, I know that the pandemic has affected all of us, and of course, that's why your parents aren't here or your grandparents aren't here with us today. And oftentimes, when I'm around with people that aren't in education, they may say to me something like this: how are the students doing? Or what's it like? And I tell people, and I even tell the staff here, I go back to this. I say, I keep close to my heart something about our current 5th grade class, because the last time that you had a typical school year, you were in 2nd grade. And that's kind of hard for me to really think about, but that's really what it was. However, in 3rd grade, we remember in March that we moved to distance learning very quickly. Last year, we started the year in hybrid, then went into distance learning for a while, and ended the year in person. However, some of you also did distance learning all of last year. But I also think that we know this year we've all been able to be in person. However, the continuation of COVID may have impacted some of you because you may have had to quarantine at some time. So I just think about the impact it's had, but I want to say I'm extremely proud of your persistence and what you've endured during these challenging times in education. You have done an amazing job, so thank you for all of your hard work for that. As others have said, today brings us together for our D.A.R.E graduation. What you've learned over the fall and what we're going to share here today. As a school, we are always committed to helping you grow socially, emotionally, and academically. We also hope that over the years we have focused on encouraging positive peer relationships, sportsmanship, and just a willingness to help one another. And I always say it's so important to care about others and help each other develop each other's well-being. We also know that at this point in your life, you're discovering yourself. You're discovering your strengths, your interests. You're thinking about going to middle school, and that's a pretty exciting time. You are reaching that point in your life where you're understanding the influence you have on others, but also the influence that others may have on you. Always remember, it's so important to lead in positive ways, care about others, and remember, stand up for what you believe in and trust yourself with confidence. This leads me to the last part that I want to share. One of the goals of the D.A.R.E program is to provide all of you with a variety of tools and strategies, so when you are faced with those challenging situations, you're able to recognize and resist peer pressure that may come your way and to make good choices. The decision-making model that is stressed and reinforced throughout D.A.R.E provides you with foundational skills, which are beneficial for you as young adults, and you will carry with them for a lifetime. Now, typically I talk about your t-shirt and I say to wear it with pride and to remember today. We know that our t-shirts aren't here today, but they are going to come in sometime in the near future. We are all going to wear them together that day and remember the accomplishments of what you've done during this part of the D.A.R.E program. To the parents who are watching, I want to thank you for entrusting us with your children. We are so appreciative of the encouragement and the support and the collaboration that you give us each and every day that is so much needed. Thank you, fifth grade teachers, for making this program a special part of fifth grade. To Officer Casey, thank you for being here and building relationships with our students throughout this time. I feel very fortunate to be part of a community that is so supportive. Most importantly, congratulations, fifth graders. I am now looking forward to hearing from some of the fifth graders share the learning that they've taken away from D.A.R.E. Thank you.
Ms. Lozano's class, if you want to come forward first.
I learned in D.A.R.E. about safe and responsible choices. To make sure you are making a safe choice, ask a guidance counselor or your D.A.R.E. officer at school, so at the end of the day, make a good choice. Also, you could try to think if you can make the safe choice and if the people around you will appreciate what you are doing. For example, your neighbors, your parents, and your friends, etc. As my final reason to make sure you are making safe and responsible choices, ask your parents. As you can see, you should make responsible choices by asking trusted people or adults to make sure you do the right thing.
Andy, make sure you're really loud, okay?
Hi, I'm Andy from Ms. Lozano's class. Have you ever had trouble telling someone something? If so, I have some advice for you about confident communication. First of all, you have to show them you are being serious about the problem or situation to make sure they are paying attention. Stand up straight and tall and tell them the problem. Be strong with your voice and put your shoulders back. In addition, if someone is being mean or disrespectful to you, you should talk to them about it and make sure they understand where you're coming from. Lastly, it doesn't just have to be you standing up for what is right. Others can help too. I have learned that if you want someone to take you seriously when you're telling them a problem, you have to be confident when you communicate with them.
Have you ever seen anyone hurt someone physically or verbally all the time? This is called bullying. Read on to see what I learned about reporting bullying. Bullying is some aggressive behavior that happens again and again to harm and control other people. If you ever see someone getting bullied, the 3 best options are to support them. Make a thoughtful compliment. Otherwise, you should report it to trusted adults or teachers. Lastly, you should tell the bully to immediately stop. I have learned that bullying is aggressive and hurtful. Luckily, we do have some choices to prevent it. What would you do?
Thank you. That was Viraj, Andy, and Sasha with Miss Lozano's class. And now we'll have Miss, why can't I think of it? Bjork's class, sorry. Make sure you talk really loud, okay?
Hi, my name is Milana Povarga. I am in Miss Bjork's class. This paragraph that I will be reading is about communication. Everybody can use communication in any type of situation. Nonverbal communication is what you are saying to someone with expressions and without saying a single word. There are 3 types of verbal communication: confident, unsure, and demanding. Confident communication is when you are sure of what you are saying and acting in a way that explains your opinion but still being respectful and kind. Being unsure when you are communicating with someone is when you are not sure or don't know what you are going to say and have no idea of what you are talking about. When you are demanding while communicating, you are telling people what to do, being hostile and attacking others without care of what they will feel like after. Confident communication is the best type of verbal communication to have, and the demanding and unsure kinds of communication are the worst options. Verbal and nonverbal communications are 2 great examples of good communication you can use in public.
My name is Ilea Brennan, and I'm in Miss Bjerk's class. My paragraph is about help networks. Help networks can be very good for us. During D.A.R.E, I learned a help network is a group of people you can rely on for advice, help, encouragement, or guidance. Some people that may be included in your help work is someone in your family, a guardian, a teacher, your friends, or any other trusted person in your life. For example, a boy on my bus was bullying me and my friends, so we decided to go to someone in our help network, a teacher, and she helped stop the bullying. D.A.R.E has taught me more about my help network and who to rely on when I need help.
My name is Bree Ledman, and I'm in Mrs. Bjerk's class. Tobacco can be dangerous and bad for you and me. I've learned that there are more than 200 chemicals in cigarette smoke. I've also learned that there are a lot of negative health effects to your body if you have alcohol, like loss of coordination, poor judgment, memory loss, loss of coordination, loss of self-control, and slow reflexes. Alcohol can also weaken the heart muscles and reduce the amount of blood pumped to and from the heart. Too much alcohol can slow down the body and lead to coma or even death. Last but definitely not the least, alcohol goes directly into the bloodstream, can damage every organ in your body. That includes kidneys, skin, and a lot more.
Thank you, Milana, Ilea, and Bree from Miss Bjerk's class. And now we'll have Miss Breyer's class.
My name is Mason from Miss Breyer's class. Being a good citizen is a super great choice. Being a good citizen is a good choice because when you help others, others would most likely help you when you need it the most. To be a good citizen, you will have to help people out when they need it. Another good reason to be a good citizen, or another way to be a good citizen, is not being rude to other people. Another good way to be a good citizen is by showing up to parties and gatherings on time. The public love it when people care for others and when people are being a good citizen.
My name's Maddie from Mrs. Breyer's class. Everything you do can have positive or negative consequences. It's important to make a good choice because the consequences can be good or bad. When you make a decision, always know that something will happen after the fact and it can end up helping or hurting. Sometimes it's important to take a risk, but make sure to think about it to make sure it's safe. I know when you take a risk, there will always be a consequence.
I'm Kaya Kachenko-Park from Miss Breyer's class. Always think about the consequences before you take a risk. A consequence could have a positive or negative outcome. You usually know if the consequence is going to be negative. Others could be positive. If you're pretty sure that the risk is going to be negative, say no to it. But don't be afraid to take some risks. Though you should avoid risks that could turn out negative, it's also important to try new things. To do that, you need to take a risk. Remember to consider all the positive and negative outcomes before you take a risk.
Thank you, Kaya, Maddie, and Mason from Miss Breyer's class. And now we'll have Miss Gash's class.
Hi, my name is Ella Curry. D.A.R.E has taught me so much about nonverbal communication. One thing D.A.R.E has taught me about nonverbal communication is that you can communicate with facial expressions, hand movements, and body language. Another thing I learned from D.A.R.E is that you can get a point across more clearly and effectively using nonverbal communication. The last thing I learned in D.A.R.E about nonverbal communication is that using nonverbal communication can show if you're listening or not. I've learned a lot about nonverbal communication in D.A.R.E class.
Hi, my name is Charlie Fazenden. Do you ever get stressed out? D.A.R.E taught us some ways to help calm you down. First of all, you could take a break from whatever is making you stressed out. If that does not work, you can take some deep breaths. When you do that, it can calm you down and get your mind focused on something else. If none of those work, you can talk to a trusted adult. They can help you work out the problem. So, take a break, talk to a trusted adult, and take a deep breath.
Hi, my name is Marcus Hegg. We learned facts about tobacco in D.A.R.E. Did you know that chewing tobacco reduces the amount of blood that flows to your brain? This is absolutely horrible because if your brain does not get enough blood, you could die. Another thing we learned in D.A.R.E. is that smoking can get you dry skin. This is important because if you get dry skin, you will want to itch it, and that can cause rashes and cuts. Finally, smoking causes heart disease. This is horrendous. What happens is that your body gets affected. Tobacco is bad for your health, so don't get involved with it.
Thank you, Marcus, Charlie, and Ella from Ms. Gash's class. Now we will do the D.A.R.E. graduation certificates for everyone who participated and successfully did your D.A.R.E. essays. Miss Lozano's class, if you can please stand.
Raphael. Barrage. Will. Andy. Jack. Eliana. Grace. Michael. Mason. Ryan. Parnavi. Sarah. Felix. Allie. Isabel. Abdullahi. Sasha. Carly. Colton. Kaylin. Henry. D'Alessandro. Deanne.
Mrs. Bjerk's class, you may stand. Come forward. Zachary. Oliver. Caden. Ilea. Felix. Jaden. Rowan. Eliana. Raja. Bree. Isabel. Caden. Emma. Martina. Ethan. Eva. Olivia. Milana. Ford. Caleb. Mari.
Miss Breyer's class, please stand. Fadwa. Sharon. Colfax. Maddie. Seth. Eva. Kennedy. Lucia, Gabe, Kate, Mason, Gavin, Matthew, Owen, Annabelle, Libby, Bridget, JD, Kaya, Maitri, Yusuf, Landon,
Mrs. Gash's class, please stand. Yvonne, Bella, Brooklyn, Alex, Gavin, Ella, Nyla, Cole, Charlie, Sandy, Nikki, Marcus, Easton, Eden, Bella, Reed, Lila, Samantha, Nora, Echo, Octavius, Connor, I'll bring Connors back to him.
So right before we end things here, I just want to tell you guys, now that you have your D.A.R.E Certificate of Achievement, I want you to know that I read each and every one of your essays, which made my job extremely, extremely hard, because you did so awesome on your essays, and it was really hard for me to pick. This year I picked 3 instead of 1, which I think made it harder because you guys do such a great job. So thank you for trying as hard as you did on your D.A.R.E essays. I see it, I see the great work that you guys are doing, and I really appreciate it. And I love the fact that I got to hand out your certificates of achievement, because I get to see how you guys have progressed since I've met you. I know every one of your names. In a couple years, if you see me out and I forget or something, just call me on it and I'll try and remember. But looking at each of you, I know each of you, I know each of your names, and I know that you guys will be really, really great people as you continue to progress and get older, so I'm very proud of you. I know that the Chief of Police, his name is Chief Eric Fadden, he also created a video since he can't be here for you guys in person. So you'll be able to see that along with your parents. Will be able to see that later. Just expressing how much he appreciates this program specifically and how excited he is about having it here at the Plymouth Police Department. So finally, I want you guys to give a big round of applause for yourself.
My name is Eric Fadden, and I'm the police chief here at the Plymouth Police Department. Thank you for allowing me a few minutes to speak to you on this very important day, your D.A.R.E graduation. Before I get too far into this talk, I would love to hear from all of you on how Officer Casey did this year in D.A.R.E. I often ask for a round of applause, and we all know, unfortunately, we can't be there in person today, so I will have to hear from Officer Casey on how loud that applause was. We are very proud of the work that Officer Casey does with this department, especially with the D.A.R.E program, and I want to publicly thank her for all her excellent work. I think she does a great job, and I hope you all agree. I also want to thank all of the 5th grade teachers and the rest of the school administration and staff at Gleason Lake for finding time to allow Officer Casey to come here and teach what I feel is an extremely valuable curriculum. I want to thank all of the parents for supporting the D.A.R.E program. It gives us an opportunity to provide a very valuable message to your children. My hope is that today marks the beginning of many conversations between you and your children about what they've learned in D.A.R.E and how they can use that D.A.R.E decision-making model they've learned to make wise and healthy choices throughout their lives. I want to thank the City Council and Mayor Washi for their continued support of the D.A.R.E program. Their support has allowed the Plymouth Police Department to teach D.A.R.E in the Wayzata School District for the past 30 years. Now, I have not been a Plymouth police officer for all of those 30 plus years. In fact, 30 short years ago, during the second year that our department was teaching D.A.R.E, I was sitting right where you are all sitting today, as a 5th grader right here at Gleason Lake Elementary. I graduated from the D.A.R.E program then. Since that time, the D.A.R.E curriculum has changed a little bit, but the overall message has not. I remember many of those lessons I learned right here at Gleason Lake Elementary and continue to live by those lessons to this day. They helped shape the person that I have become, and I'm grateful for having that experience. Now, I need to take a minute to speak about my former boss, Chief Mike Goldstein. He has retired, but he was a big supporter of the D.A.R.E program, as I am. I was always impressed with a request that he made at every D.A.R.E graduation, and I was given permission to ask the same thing from Mike. It was to talk to you about your D.A.R.E t-shirts. I think they look great, and I want you to take a look at them if you've got them with you and see what it says at the bottom of that t-shirt. You see what it says right there? It says Plymouth Police Department. We put our stamp of approval on those t-shirts, which is something that we don't do very often, and it's really kind of a big deal. I want you to all wear those t-shirts with pride. Every time you wear that shirt, it'll be a vivid reminder of the valuable lessons that you learned during your time here in D.A.R.E. There will be a time, though, that this shirt will not fit anymore, and instead of throwing the shirt away, I'd like to ask that you keep it. Keep it with your other shirts, either in your shirt drawer or wherever you keep your t-shirts. You're not going to wear it anymore, but every once in a while you'll come across that shirt, and it'll continue to serve as a reminder of the valuable lessons that you've learned in D.A.R.E, and those will be relevant throughout the rest of your lives. I want to thank you all again for allowing me a few minutes to talk. Congratulations on your graduation from D.A.R.E. You should be very proud of yourselves. Thank you.